Hi everyone. So today I'll be addressing those that are in my situation that I was many years ago. That wants to transition from an accounting background or any background at all to tech, and you're confused. You don't know what to do, how to go about it. You don't even know whether it's possible for you to be able to achieve it. So I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about my own personal journey, how I was able to transition from an accounting background to becoming a senior software automation engineer. Um, by the way, my name is Akin Oladiji. Um, when I transitioned, or before I transitioned, I've done all sorts of jobs. As I said, my background was in accounting, but I've never worked a day as an accountant. I was doing all sorts of odd jobs. It got to a point whereby I needed a change badly. And the first training I stumbled upon was software automation engineer. I remember I said my background was in accounting. So that means from non-technical, I know nothing about tech at all. All I knew back then was debit and credit, balance sheet, trial balance, and all of that. And I needed the transition in badly. So I asked a question back then: can someone with no tech background, with no IT background, embark on this journey? Not only embark on the journey, at the end of the journey, you are able to secure a role at the end of the journey. And the guy answered, if you are determined enough, nothing is impossible. And the training involves coding. That is the irony of it. It involves coding. And this is me coming from debit and credit, background. So I embarked on the journey. But what I did when I was embarking on the journey is I configured my mind. I told myself that, what, come rain, come shine, come any difficulties I might encounter during this journey, I'm not going to give up. And not only that, I'll make sure that in my cohort, I'm one of the best students. Not because I know it, but because I portray myself to be one. And I just want other people to come to me to ask questions so that I can challenge myself and go and research and give them an answer to the question they've asked me. And that was what I did. I embarked on the journey. you know it wasn't easy because I had to do my normal job, just to earn living for myself, got family. So during the daytime I don't have time. So the only time I have is I need to sacrifice out of my own sleeping hours. And that is another key thing. Sacrifice. You have to be able, or you need to decide within yourself that you need to make a sacrifice on this journey. So maybe out of my 4 hours, 5 hours sleep, I have to sacrifice 2 hours, even sometimes more than 2 hours, just to ensure that I do something on that journey. Maybe solve a task, go online and research more and all of that. Because one of the mistakes people make is your training might be 2 days a week. That doesn't mean your own learning as a student that wants to transition has to be restricted to that 2 days a week. You need to do more. You need to go above and beyond, what has been covered in class. And that was what I did. I sacrificed everything within me, my time, my energy. I sacrificed it into the process to ensure that, at the end of the program, I'm in a very good place for me to compete with people in the industry. So that was what I did. So if you're out there and you're thinking, is it possible for me to transition? It doesn't matter what you've been doing for the last 10 years. It doesn't matter what you studied in school. What matters most on the journey is your determination. You have to be determined. You have to be ready to go on the journey. You can never be a quitter. Start something and stop, start and stop, start and stop. That will not work. You need to configure your mind that, what, this journey I'm embarking on, I'm ready to give my all. I'm ready to make the sacrifice, I'm ready to go above and beyond what has been covered in class, because that's the only way you can compete with people out there. There is no film trick, there is no magic. Your input is going to equal to your output at the end of the day. 2 weeks after I finished my journey back then, after attending back-to-back interviews, I was able to secure a role as a software automation engineer. 2 weeks after I finished. That could be you as well. But you need to take the bold step of starting the journey. So at Learn with Pride, that is what we do. We hold you by the hand. We walk the walk with you. Only if you are ready for the journey. We provide the mentorship, we provide the support, we provide interview preparation. We expose you to real life situations, scenarios. You work on live projects. We have a community that you can leverage on as well. So what are you waiting for? This could be you telling your own story as well. But before you can tell a story, you need to make a move. You need to take that bold step, for you to be able to, come out. There's a saying that there's a light, after the tunnel. But you need to go through the tunnel before you even see the light. You going through the tunnel, you going through the process, acquiring, enough training, equipping yourself, is you going through the tunnel. And you can be rest assured that at the end of that tunnel, there's always a light. But you have to go through the tunnel before you see the light. So what are you waiting for? If you are out there and you want to transition, or you don't even know, what course to do, what suits you, what to go for, you can contact us today and we'll go through a session with you where we understand your strengths and all of that, and we'll be able to decide which of the trainings will work best for you. So we await you, DM us today and we are ready to take you on the journey. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye-bye.